A group of scouts from Germany are being shown the sights of Norwich this week. This is part of a friendship with the first Norwich Sea Scouts, which dates back to the 1950s. It started with two Germans who came to Norwich after World War II. Now, scouts from the two countries have met up to rekindle their special bond, and Joe Thewlis has been to find out more.
In 1953, just after the Second World War, two German scouts came to Norfolk for a special coronation jamboree at Sheringham. They wanted to make peace after the horrors of the fighting. There they met Eric Greenfield, who was the group scoutmaster of the first Norwich Sea Scouts. Julian Greenfield is Eric Greenfield's son.
He and Waldo Patzer met at a jamboree and decided they weren't a German scout and an English scout, they were scouts. And so therefore the friendship began, and no matter whether they were German or English, had no difference.
Thanks to their friendship, scouts from Norwich and Hohenlimburg in Germany travelled to each other's hometowns for the next 20 years. Kelvin Woodard was one of the original boys who went across to Hohenlimburg in his youth.
People weren't travelling on holiday jets and holiday flights, to actually get on a train at Norwich Station and then get on an old boat and go across the channel, another train. That was excitement for your parents to actually be able to find the money to buy you a ticket to go, and that was a privilege. You had a great privilege to go and to actually meet the people when you got there.
After about 1975, the number of visits began to dwindle, but in 2008, to celebrate the centenary of the first Norfolk Sea Scouts, former members decided to meet up with their old German friends. This year, for the first time, around 20 scouts from Hohenlimburg have travelled to Norwich to take up the old friendships once again. Yesterday, the group met the Lord Mayor of Norwich, and they presented him with a letter of thanks from their Bürgermeister, or Mayor. I'm at Hiltrud, the leader of the German Scout group, as they posed for photographs on the steps of City Hall.
It's important for peace. When I know people in another land and live with them, I can be peaceful to them and friendly.
Felix is one of those taking part in the visit.
I'm here to see England with scouts and to live with real England boys or girls.
And what do you think of English Sea Scouts?
They have good caps and they are so funny, yes, and they are good.
But in the days of Skype, Facebook and email, do we really need to visit other countries to see how people live? 16-year-old Eloise Rose is a Sea Scout who helps with the first Norfolk Cubs. She says it's been great to meet people from a different corner of the world.
The German exchange has brought a lot of friendship to our group. We all keep in touch now, and hopefully next year some of us might go to Germany.
Eric Greenfield retired from his role with the Sea Scouts in 1973. His son Julian's now one of the leaders of the group. He says his father would be proud to see the bond is still strong, generations after that first meeting in 1953.
It's incredible that two people's idea is still functioning and thriving today with a new generation of scouts.
I was thinking, when you saw the photograph being taken just now, how did you feel to see that many years after your father first met two scouts that these people have come together? How does it make you feel?
It's difficult, son. Yes, it brings emotion, yes. To think that he started it and this is still continuing. When the scouts talk between themselves, they're just friends, and that's great to see. And that's all it is about. There is no difference between us. We are scouts, that is it.
Julian Greenfield with our reporter Joe Thewlis on why some German scouts are in Norwich at the moment.